Hi everyone, I'm Janet Allen back with Scott Rooker and Sarah Mann on our second of our three-part video with regards to navigating this strong seller's market that we find ourselves in these days. And in this video, we're going to be talking about multiple offers. And so Scott, let's talk about multiple offers. How can we help these people navigate multiple offers? These listing agents are getting inundated with offers the minute they put their listings on the market. How can we help?
Sure. When you have a multiple offer situation and you're discussing it with your client, with the seller, it's important to know that the number alone doesn't tell the full story. There could be other contingencies within that contract that may make it a less strong of an offer, right? So if there's a third-party financing addendum, did they waive the lender's appraisal like we talked about in the first video that we did? How much option fee are they putting down? How much earnest money are they putting down? There's a lot of other factors to consider when you're looking at an offer. So just make sure that your client, your seller, understands that the big number alone, that sales price, whatever they offered, doesn't tell the full story.
That's true, and what we're hearing a lot of is that they put the listing on the market and then they go final and best and that's it. And so I think there might be a better way of getting the sellers actually what they want, and I want you to tell them what that way could be.
Yeah, another good tool to use is there's a form out there,
right?
And it's a seller's invitation for a buyer to submit a new offer.
Okay.
And what this form does, it kind of takes the seller's wish list. You know, what did they really want in an offer, and it gives the seller an opportunity to tell the buyers what they would consider as a stronger offer. So I think it's a really important form to review and use when you're dealing with multiple offer situation.
And that makes a lot of sense. And they can use that form for all of the offers, not just one at a time, right?
That is correct. Just because you're putting in, you're making a wish list of what your seller really wants, and you're putting it out there to everybody, it's not a counter offer. You're just telling all the parties what a seller would consider to be a stronger offer. And even if a buyer comes back with all those items in that wish list, doesn't necessarily mean that the seller has to accept that contract.
Yeah, that makes sense. And using that form keeps everyone safe. Okay, very good. And Sarah, let's talk about some other issues we're seeing with regards to once these multiple offers are out there, is there timing issues? What are you seeing?
What we're seeing is buyers trying to put their best foot forward, which is great, but some of these dates and deadlines that are shown in the contract are actually impossible to reach. We've seen some that have such a short time frame for getting HOA documents that they're not getting the documents in a proper amount of time. Most of the HOAs take at least 10 business days to get the HOA documents out, and they are taking even longer in some cases right now due to overwhelming demand. Surveys are taking longer than normal, and inspectors are busy, so you may not be able to get an inspection in a 3-day option period window. So it's just something to keep track of how reasonable are some of these deadlines that you're setting for your clients. In some cases, depending on how the contract's written, if the buyer doesn't receive things in a certain time period that's called for in a contract, they're waiving their right to have received those. So they may not even have the information that they need to make a true decision on a property because these deadlines are so short.
Yeah, and therefore they're waiving their right to object to anything that they see on those deadlines. And the one thing I wanted to mention is the survey too. If they're buying a new survey, a lot of people don't understand that if the title work is not in, the survey cannot be done. And so that title work has to come in first.
Correct.
Okay, very good. So just to wrap it up here, we're talking about using the invitation for a new offer with regards to working multiple offers and setting reasonable time expectations in those lines that you're filling out that actually have days in there. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, please give us a call.